Hey guys, welcome to the 7th Throwcast.
Number 7, lucky number.
Yeah, that's a lucky 7. There's a rule of 7.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So some news.
Well, I'd like to introduce everyone first.
Oh, fine, yeah.
This is Saul. He's new to the team.
I'm new.
Yeah.
He's going to be doing a lot of marketing and writing and everything else.
A bit of design here and there.
Yeah.
He's a generalist. He does everything.
We like generalists.
We love generalists.
Yeah.
So, in the news, we have timesheets and contracts for everyone, which is really important. So, contracts. We're trying to sort out our legals, we're trying to make ourselves look really official and proper. And timesheets just means that we can catalog all the work that people have done.
Yeah.
So,
and track how much percentage of time people are spending on what things. Like, how much time are we spending in meetings, and how much time are we spending doing work outside of meetings, which can be a false measure because sometimes meetings is where most of the work is done. So, for instance, design is often very productive in meetings, and some things are incredibly meeting productive.
Yeah, and it's as simple as just creating a Google Excel sheet where people have only access to their specific tab, and then just updating that as you go along. So it's something as simple as that. Next in the news, we have a new secretary. Or secretary plus.
So we're kind of building our way to having a chief operations officer, which is someone whose job it is to both create processes and make sure that they're done for the day-to-day running of the company. Now, this is a role that I've been wanting for a while, and what we've kind of found is that, and we know some people like Mel, who is our secretary plus, as we're calling it for now, who is amazingly organised, a really good person for this sort of role, but she needs to grow into the role rather than starting off in that role.
And that's nothing on her, it's just that we need to develop her.
And like, unless like someone has specific business experience, they're probably not going to know how to do this job.
And it's something that she can grow into and she will grow into.
Yeah, and to be honest, to an extent, we need to learn what the job is.
Yeah, I think that's a really important part of it.
That's part of it. Yeah. So, Saul is here to help talk to us about the IMF application process.
So we've talked about the IMF process a lot. And
we've mentioned it a lot.
The usual refrain is, oh my god, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And so in this Throwcast, we want to just explain what it is.
And so what we really, like, the IMF is a government grant. Like, it's an interactive media fund. We're essentially looking for some government money to help us make our game.
So this is specifically a New South Wales initiative, but there are similar things in other areas of the country or
world.
Other
and so this is kind of looking at, like, we just want to look at this more in a general, like, if you're applying for something for government funding, what sort of things do you need to deal with?
Yeah, precisely.
So yeah, Saul.
I guess the first thing is don't be put off by the huge amount of work that is in front of you. It can look like a lot, but just work through it methodically and a bit at a time, and you get there eventually.
We've been very lucky with Saul because he's done it a lot before, and so he's helped us break it down step by step.
Yeah.
Yes, well, I've attempted to. So yeah, you'll have different things in there. So you have kind of a vision statement for your company and for the project that you're working on. You'll need a marketing plan, business plan, including really semi-detailed budgets, although there's a fair bit of guesswork.
And so why do they need that, like the business plan over an extended period of time?
I suppose that they're giving you money and they're expecting that they're going to launch something that's not going to be a one-hit wonder. If they're going to give you money, they want you to become part of the local industry, they want you to bring money back into the...
Well, they're trying to build the economy and build the games industry in this case.
Yes, otherwise they wouldn't be investing in anything.
Precisely, yeah. In particular.
How many times? For instance, they're really interested in innovation, but also about employment and like how many people you're going to employ and what your plan is for employment over the next few years.
There is a specific question: is how many people do you plan on employing in New South Wales?
Yeah. So something we've been doing this morning is actually doing some detailed budgeting as part of this, and part of that was actually estimating our costs and revenue,
which is a very hard thing to do.
It is
when you don't have the money. And
you also like don't have like we started breaking up our thing in terms of like release platforms like Desura, Steam, XBLA, Xbox Live Indie, etc., based on, and then we decided to have a low, middle, and high figure for each of those. So for instance, low for XBLA is 0 because that's assuming that XBLA doesn't happen, because it might not. And so we have these low, middle, and high figures for each of these, and even finding those figures, you have to hunt around a lot, and some of them we ended up just having to guesstimate. based on...
a lot of these platforms
things
don't release a lot of information about sales or...
Yeah, or costs to get into them. Yeah, like XBLA, like I know it costs a lot to get set up to be able to release something on XBLA. I don't know how much it is. So we just have to make up a number that we think is about right. So this will all take a while, is the other thing. Like, the whole process.
It's going to be a process of writing and rewriting, and well, it should be anyway. I mean, you could just rush out a first draft and send it off, but most likely it'll be rejected. You're much better off working on something and handing it around to the rest of your team, seeing if there's anything they can add to it, finding experts on any subject matter that you're not really familiar with. Could be helpful to have someone who knows a bit of accounting or business management. And yeah, and even when you send it in, it may, depending on how the program works, they may send it back to you and ask for more information or for you to change things here and there.
And the IMF people are pretty good here.
Yes,
like they're really
had
helpful.
a good relationship with them.
We've been in contact with them a tiny bit, and they've been very responsive.
And we're going to be more in contact with them because SAUL has...
Dan in particular has got a
Dan.
good relationship with them, but me through him as well. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much it for today.
So shortish. So please follow us on Twitter at Throw the Glass, Facebook at Throw the Looking Glass, and on YouTube. Our website www.throwtheLookingGlass.com. I've been Anurag Day.
I'm Paul Step.
And I'm SAUL Alexander.
Yeah, and thanks for all the fission.